Welcome back guys to another collection video. Today I wanted to share with you my Metal Gear Solid collection. Now there's quite a lot to go through, so I suggest you go grab a cup of tea or a glass of water or something, so we can sit down and go through all of this stuff. Right, and let's start off with the obvious choice, Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1. Now, my love for the series obviously began with this game. I remember travelling with my parents on the way to Bradford, which is a place in England. And when we stopped off at the closest little chef, I had to go and check and see what magazines they had in the newsstand. Around that time, I was reading the official PlayStation magazine. And back in the day, they used to come with demo discs. And this issue came with a demo of Metal Gear Solid. Actually, here we are. Here is the demo for Metal Gear Solid. This is the original one I had from so many years ago. But yeah, this is where my love for this series began. And as you can see, it kind of spiraled out of control like a lot of things when it comes to collecting. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid and the demo disc. Let's move on to Metal Gear Solid Special Missions. Now this was released after Metal Gear Solid, and it's just basically a collection of VR missions, which was a feature in the first game, but this fleshes them out and gives them a lot more time. And you finally got to play as Grey Fox, which was pretty awesome back in the day. The next title to come out in the series was Metal Gear Solid 2. Now there's quite a funny story about this. When this actually came out, obviously I pre-ordered the game, but I wanted to be one of the first people in Cardiff to get this. So I got up at I think it was 5 in the morning, and literally got the first bus down into town, and I was waiting outside my game store just to get my hands on this. Now number 2 is my favourite one in the series. Don't get me wrong, at the time I was pissed off, just like you probably were, that we only got to play as Raiden for most of this game. But going back and playing this game now, and the way the story unfolds just draws me in more than any Metal Gear Solid game had before, or after for that matter. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2, awesome stuff. Right then, Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. This is basically just what VR Missions was to the first Metal Gear Solid. So you've just got a few extras. You can play as the ninja. I think there was a skateboarding mode in this as well, which was pretty cool. And also Snake Tails, which were just non-canon extras, which gave the ability to play as Snake on the big shell. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. Great stuff. Next one to come out was Metal Gear Solid 3. Now this is a tearjerker, man. Everyone remembers that song and that ladder boss. I swear, 10 minutes of ladder, it's just mind-blowing. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3, not my favourite entry in the franchise, but I can fully understand why a lot of fans hold this up as high as they do, because it is a great story. It reminds me more of Metal Gear Solid 1 in the way it's told. It's quite straightforward story, but it's really emotional, and yeah, check it out. Next one, Metal Gear Solid 3 Substance. Subsistence, that's the one. This is basically what VR Missions and Substance were to the previous games, but what this added was Metal Gear Online, and this was the first step for the series into the online territory. This is probably one of the best Metal Gear Onlines, along with number 4's. What was also really cool about this release was that you got the original games for the MSX and the older systems packed into a package so you could actually play them. Awesome stuff, get your hands on it. Right, now here's where it gets a bit fishy. I'll tell you what, I will go through these special DVDs at the moment. So yeah, what's this? Metal Gear Solid 4. Is this one of the sagas? Yeah, Metal Gear Saga Volume 2. This was basically just a promotional item for Metal Gear Solid 4. Some pretty cool videos on here, going through the series, explaining some of the ideas behind the series. It's pretty cool watch, Here we have the making of Metal Gear Solid 4 documentary, which obviously came with Metal Gear Solid 4. Now, Metal Gear Solid 4, like a lot of Metal Gear fans, I have mixed emotions. I think it's a great game, but some of the story choices were just not to my liking, basically, and the reliance on nanomachines was just a bit unbearing at times. But it is a good game. Probably not the best in the series, obviously, because I regard number 2 to be. But yeah, number 4 is a good one. You should definitely get into it. Right, here is a selection of Metal Gear Solid games on the PSP. Let me just get that properly. So yeah, we've got Portable Ops Plus, digital graphic novel, which was pretty cool. This was basically like an interactive movie of the first game, which is pretty good. Metal Gear Acid 1 and Metal Gear Acid 2. Now these are card games if I remember rightly, and I never really got into them. I just picked them up for collecting purposes, shall we say. Right then, moving on to some of the more recent Metal Gear Solid releases. Here we have Metal Gear Solid 5. the Japanese release. And I obviously picked this one up for obvious reasons. The lack of David Hayter in Metal Gear Solid 5 is just a huge kick in the balls to me and a lot of fans, but let that go. Now, what can I say about Ground Zeroes apart from I think it's much better than the Phantom Pain? When I first played this, I was so hyped for Metal Gear Solid 5. You would not believe, seriously, I haven't felt how I felt about a game since Metal Gear Solid 2 when that was coming out. And man, the disappointment when this thing came out. Like I mentioned, I was looking forward to this game like I haven't looked forward to a game in a while. And again, the story choices in this game are just unforgivable in my eyes. And I feel like it's a kick in the balls and the ass and the face. Literally, Metal Gear Solid 5 is just such a disappointment. And it's a real shame because, as I mentioned with Ground Zeroes, it was shaping up to be something amazing. I can understand what Kojima was going for with number 5 in the ending. I can understand what he was trying to do, but I just feel it was executed poorly, and probably because of Konami and their bullshittery. Here are the steelbooks that came with Metal Gear Solid 5. So we've got the Phantom Pain steelbook, and this is the one that came with the limited edition, which I shall show you now. Right, and here we have it. Here is the limited edition Metal Gear Solid 5 collection. And I actually picked this up in game for, I think it was about £60, and it was new. I was like, wow, just gotta get that. Unfortunately, I couldn't get one at launch, so it was cool to see that deal. So yeah, with this limited edition, you get the replica of Venom Snake's hand, which is pretty cool. Oh, sorry, there we go. Peace. So yeah, there we are. And here's the box. I won't bother opening it up because I've got everything out here. But yeah, it's just false leather. But you do get a pretty cool Diamond Dogs magnet, which always falls off, so I managed to sellotape it on there. But yeah, there we are. That's the limited edition for Metal Gear Solid 5. I'll just pop that back over here and make some space if I can. Here is the Metal Gear Solid HD Collection art book. This is pretty cool. I'll do a close-up of this and scan through some of the pages for you. But yeah, it's pretty nice. We've got pictures of all the characters, some of the locations, more importantly, the actual Metal Gears and the mechs, which is pretty cool to see. So yeah, all in all, a very cool book. So check that out. Whilst on the subject of books, I will quickly show you these, which are the guides for Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 4, Metal Gear Solid 3, and the collector's edition of the paperback Metal Gear Solid 4 you just saw. So yeah, that's those as well. This item came with the original Metal Gear Solid limited edition package, and this is the soundtrack to the first game. But what annoys me the most about this is I used to have the limited edition package, and like an idiot, when I was like 10, I just decided to sell it and just, you know, get a quick buck and go and get myself some N64 games or something. Yeah, so I'm currently trying to get that back, but it's so expensive, man. Right, let's move on to some models. Now, these are pretty cool. This is the Metal Gear Solid 2 Konami figure collection. And Solid just looks awesome. He's like one of my favourite characters from the series. But yeah, in this box set you can get Fat Man, Fortune, Vamp, Iroquois Pliskin, the Ninja from number 2, and Emma Emmerich, which I have yet to get, but I will hopefully be getting them soon. And here is Vulcan Raven. This was from the McFarlane Toys release for the Metal Gear Solid 1 figure collection. And again, like an idiot, I decided to sell all of the others I had. So yeah, currently looking to get those back. Now this is my most prized possession in my Metal Gear Solid collection. This is the Metal Gear Ray figure. It's part of the McFarlane Toys collection for Metal Gear Solid 2. And what's pretty interesting about this figure is each piece of it came with its own figure. So for example, if you bought Solidus, you got Ray's head. If you bought Fortune, you got Ray's leg, you know, for example. Unfortunately, I haven't got all of the figures which I used to have, which obviously came with all the bits to make up the Ray model. I'm still looking to get those back again. But yeah, guys, that was it. That is my Metal Gear Solid collection. There's a few more collections which I can go through, such as Amiibo, PS3 collection, PS2, GameCube. Literally, collections coming out of my ass. So, if you want to see more of this type of video, just let me know. As always, thanks for watching. Take care.